Türkiye was once seen as a bridge between East and West, but now it's building bridges that defy imagination. A nation once rebuilding from the ashes of empires is now creating wonders that rival the world's most powerful countries. From tunnels beneath 2 continents to an entirely new sea carved through Istanbul, Turkey's construction boom isn't just about progress. It's about rewriting what a nation can dream of. And what they're building next has left even scientists and world leaders in shock. Why Turkey loves megaprojects. The roots of Turkey's fascination with monumental construction can be traced back to the grandeur of the Ottoman Empire. For centuries, rulers used architecture not merely to serve practical purposes, but to project power, wealth, and cultural supremacy. Iconic landmarks such as the Blue Mosque, Topkapi Palace, and the intricate network of ancient aqueducts were more than architectural triumphs. They were political statements cast in stone. Each structure symbolized the empire's reach and the ruler's desire to be remembered through enduring beauty and scale. Architecture became a language of dominance and pride, shaping the urban landscape into a reflection of imperial ambition. With the founding of the Republic in 1923, Mustafa Kemal Ataturk redefined this legacy of grand construction. His vision for a modern, unified, and independent Türkiye placed infrastructure at the heart of national development. Railways, ports, and factories were prioritized not only to strengthen the economy, but to connect diverse regions and people under a shared identity. Industrial zones and transport networks became instruments of progress, helping to reduce dependence on foreign powers and solidify national sovereignty. These early 20th century efforts laid the groundwork for the nation's later pursuit of large-scale infrastructure, embedding a deep belief that building was synonymous with advancement. By the early 2000s, Turkey entered a new era in which the focus shifted from rebuilding to redefining its global image. Under President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, mega projects took center stage as emblems of modern success and international prestige. The government presented each new bridge, airport, and tunnel as a testament to Turkey's growing capabilities and confidence on the world stage. These projects were not just about transportation or urban development. They were narratives of national pride. Mega projects came to represent more than engineering feats. They were economic engines, creating jobs, attracting foreign investment, and stimulating local industries. Politically, they reinforced state authority and leadership vision, demonstrating the government's ability to deliver tangible results. Erdogan's famous reference to crazy projects captured the bold spirit of this period, one defined by ambition that often stretched the limits of practicality. From the domes of Ottoman mosques to the soaring spans of modern bridges, Türkiye's love for mega projects reflects a long tradition of building to express identity and aspiration. Each generation has used monumental construction to define its era, weaving together history, politics, and pride into the concrete and steel of a nation always eager to build its future. As Turkey continues to push boundaries, one question grows louder. How far can ambition go before it reshapes not only the land, but the very soul of the nation? Let's start with their most surprising mega project, Canal Istanbul. Canal Istanbul is one of Turkey's most debated mega projects, envisioned as an artificial waterway linking the Black Sea and the Sea of Marmaray. The idea is to create a second maritime route parallel to the Bosphorus, which is one of the busiest and most congested natural straits in the world. The project aims to relieve traffic in the Bosphorus while positioning Turkey as a more powerful player in international shipping. Although the concept of a canal connecting the two seas dates back centuries, it resurfaced prominently in the 2010s. Under the leadership of President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, the plan gained renewed momentum. In 2021, the government announced concrete steps toward implementation, marking the project as a key part of Erdogan's vision for what he calls the New Turkey. His administration presented Canal Istanbul as both a logistical necessity and a national dream, promising to reshape the geography of Istanbul and redefine its role in global trade. The canal is planned to stretch roughly 40 to 45 kilometers through the western outskirts of Istanbul. Alongside the waterway, the government envisions a network of new highways, bridges, ports, and modern residential districts. Official estimates put the cost in the range of many tens of billions of dollars, though figures vary widely between government sources and independent analysts. Financing has remained one of the project's most uncertain aspects, as has the construction timeline. Despite this, preparatory works such as zoning and land acquisition have continued in phases, reflecting the state's ongoing commitment. Canal Istanbul matters not only because of its engineering scale, but also due to its potential to transform the city's environment, economy, and urban structure. Supporters argue it will reduce maritime risks in the Bosphorus, attract foreign investment, and generate thousands of jobs. The new corridor could also spur massive real estate development, turning parts of Istanbul's European side into a new economic hub. However, criticism has been intense. Environmental scientists warn that altering the hydrology between the two seas could threaten water quality, ecosystems, and even the city's earthquake resilience. Economists question the project's fiscal sustainability, while opponents see it as prioritizing prestige over public interest. The controversy has made Canal Istanbul a politically divisive symbol, alternately advanced and slowed by officials depending on shifting political and economic conditions. Despite uncertainties, Canal Istanbul remains a central part of Turkey's national narrative, a bold vision balancing ambition, identity, and controversy on a monumental scale. Then comes the surprise of conquering the air. Istanbul New Airport. Istanbul New Airport stands as one of Turkey's most ambitious infrastructure achievements, designed to transform the city into a major global aviation hub. Located on the European side of Istanbul, the airport was conceived to handle massive passenger volumes and to position Turkey at the crossroads of international air traffic between Europe, Asia, and Africa. Its scale and vision reflect the country's broader goals of economic growth, modernization, and global connectivity. The planning and tender process began in the early 2010s, with construction officially breaking ground in 2014. The IGA consortium, composed of leading Turkish companies, won the tender to both build and operate the facility under a long-term lease agreement. After just a few years of intense construction, the airport's first phase opened in late 2018 with grand ceremonies attended by President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and international dignitaries. The completion marked a milestone in Turkey's modern development agenda and symbolized the state's capacity to deliver complex, large-scale projects on a tight timeline. The vision behind Istanbul New Airport is to make it one of the largest air hubs in the world, with a projected capacity exceeding 150 to 200 million passengers per year when all stages are completed. Beyond being an air transit point, the airport is intended as a major economic engine that will stimulate trade, tourism, and logistics. It serves as a centerpiece of Turkey's strategy to leverage its geographic position as a bridge between continents, attracting airlines and travelers from across the globe. Cost estimates vary, but the price tag runs into the tens of billions of euros, reflecting the vastness of the undertaking. Construction is being carried out in multiple phases, with several runways, large terminals, and a massive commercial and residential zone known as Istanbul Airport City planned around it. This complex is designed to host hotels, offices, cargo facilities, and retail spaces, creating an integrated urban ecosystem centered on aviation. The airport's impact is significant, propelling Istanbul into the top tier of international travel hubs and strengthening Turkey's role in global logistics and tourism. However, the project has faced criticism for its financial and environmental costs. Observers have raised concerns about debt burdens, transparency in tender processes, and damage to wetlands and forested areas. The closure of the historic Ataturk Airport also sparked debate over heritage and urban planning priorities. Can this aviation titan pay for itself, or will financing and demand shape its future in unexpected ways? Let's find out. 1915 Canakkale Bridge. The 1915 Canakkale Bridge stands as one of Turkey's most striking engineering accomplishments, stretching across the Dardanelles Strait to connect the European and Asian sides of the country. It is recognized as one of the world's longest suspension bridges and a centerpiece of Turkey's expanding infrastructure network. The project embodies both a technical triumph and a powerful symbol of national ambition, reflecting Turkey's ongoing pursuit of modernization through large-scale construction. Construction of the bridge began in 2017 and was completed in March 2022. The project was realized through a public-private partnership involving Turkish and international contractors, combining local expertise with global engineering know-how. The opening ceremony, attended by President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, marked the fulfillment of a long-standing national dream to physically and economically link Europe and Asia within Turkey's borders. The vision behind the 1915 Canakkale Bridge was to create a faster and more efficient route for both freight and passenger transport. It forms the core of a new motorway network running across the Thrace region, providing an alternative passage to the congested Bosphorus crossings near Istanbul. By shortening travel times between key industrial and agricultural zones, the bridge aims to stimulate regional development and enhance trade logistics throughout the Marmaray corridor. The project's reported budget ranged between 2.5 and 3.4 billion euros, illustrating the vast financial commitment behind it. The bridge features 3 lanes in each direction and towers that rise to extraordinary heights, making it an architectural landmark as well as an infrastructure asset. It is integrated into a broader motorway system that links with ports and industrial zones, reinforcing Turkey's strategic role as a continental transport hub. Beyond its practical function, the 1915 Canakkale Bridge carries deep symbolic significance. It demonstrates the capabilities of Turkish engineers and the country's confidence in executing technically complex projects. The bridge has become a point of national pride, celebrated as evidence of the country's ability to combine vision with precision. After connecting land, what will Türkiye try to connect next? It's something really big and will add Türkiye in the new race. Akkuyu Nuclear Power Plant. The Akkuyu nuclear power plant represents one of Türkiye's most ambitious and strategically significant energy projects. Located on the country's southern Mediterranean coast in Mersin province, it is designed as a 4-reactor VVER nuclear power station that will mark Turkey's entry into nuclear energy production. Built by a subsidiary of Russia's Rosatom under a build-own-operate model, the project combines technological complexity with geopolitical importance, symbolizing a new chapter in Türkiye's long pursuit of energy independence. The foundations of Akkuyu were laid with an intergovernmental agreement signed between Türkiye and Russia in 2010. After years of planning and preparatory work, major construction began around 2017 and 2018, marking the physical start of the country's first nuclear power facility. The commissioning of the 4 reactors is scheduled in phases extending into the mid-2020s. Each stage of progress has been celebrated as a national milestone, as Türkiye seeks to diversify its energy mix and reduce its reliance on imported fossil fuels. The primary vision behind Akkuyu is to provide a stable baseload source of electricity for Türkiye's growing industrial economy. With 4 reactors of about 1,200 megawatts electrical capacity each, the plant is expected to generate roughly 10% of the nation's electricity demand once fully operational. This would not only strengthen national energy security, but also support economic growth by ensuring reliable power for manufacturing, transport, and urban development. The cost of the project is estimated between 20 and 25 billion US dollars, making it one of the largest single foreign investments in Türkiye's history. Financing has been largely driven by Russian capital, with Rosatom maintaining ownership and operational responsibility. The plant's construction includes extensive infrastructure such as cooling systems, storage facilities, and a new port for equipment delivery. Akkuyu's design follows international safety standards, though debates persist about the site's seismic conditions and regulatory oversight. The project holds geopolitical weight as well. It deepens the energy partnership between Turkey and Russia, a relationship that carries both opportunities and vulnerabilities. While the plant promises long-term benefits, critics have raised concerns about dependency on Russian technology, the handling of nuclear waste, and the transparency of environmental assessments. Delays linked to sanctions and supply chain disruptions have also posed challenges. Despite controversy, Akkuyu remains central to Turkey's goal of achieving a more balanced and self-sufficient energy landscape. It embodies the nation's determination to combine industrial ambition with technological progress while navigating the complex intersection of energy, environment, and diplomacy. The next surprising project of Türkiye is the undersea rail that fused two continents, Marmaray. Marmaray is one of Türkiye's most remarkable infrastructure projects, transforming rail transport in Istanbul and linking Europe and Asia beneath the Bosphorus Strait. The project combines a major rail modernization program with an immersed tube tunnel that allows commuter, intercity, and freight trains to cross the Continental Divide for the first time on a standard gauge line. It stands as both a feat of engineering and a symbol of Istanbul's evolving identity as a city that bridges worlds. Planning and preliminary work for Marmaray began in the early 2000s, supported by international cooperation and funding. The main construction phase started in 2004 under a Japanese-Turkish consortium that brought together advanced tunneling technology and local expertise. The tunnel itself opened on October 29, 2013, coinciding with the 90th anniversary of the Republic of Türkiye, an occasion rich in national symbolism. The full 76-kilometer rail corridor, including upgrades to surface lines and stations, was completed in 2019, integrating the tunnel into a modernized urban and intercity rail network. The project's goals were ambitious. Marmaray was designed to cut travel times across Istanbul, increase rail capacity, and reduce the city's dependence on road transport. It aimed to carry millions of daily commuters while also accommodating intercity and freight trains, allowing cargo to move directly between Europe and Asia without transshipment. The vision went beyond urban transport efficiency. It sought to make Istanbul a vital node in the broader Eurasian rail corridors that connect the continents through Türkiye. Marmaray was a vast and costly undertaking. Its total length exceeds 76 kilometers, with 13.5 kilometers forming the undersea section, including the immersed tube tunnel beneath the Bosphorus. The project cost ran into billions of dollars, reflecting its technical complexity and urban scale. During excavation, workers uncovered an extraordinary array of archaeological remains, including ancient harbors, shipwrecks, and artifacts dating back thousands of years. These discoveries delayed construction, but also provided invaluable insights into Istanbul's layered history, turning the project into a meeting point of engineering and archaeology. Marmaray's importance lies not only in its engineering success, but also in its cultural and symbolic power. It physically connects two continents, easing urban congestion while fostering a deeper sense of unity within the city. Critics have questioned the seismic safety of the tunnel and the high cost of such massive urban works, yet few dispute its transformative impact. Marmaray stands as a powerful example of how modern infrastructure can blend technology, history, and national aspiration into a single continuous line across land and sea. Apart from this, Türkiye is building a new global finance district, Istanbul Financial Center. The Istanbul Financial Center, often referred to as IFC, represents one of Türkiye's most strategic urban and economic initiatives. Located in the Ataşehir district on Istanbul's Asian side, it is a purpose-built financial district designed to bring together banks, insurers, stock exchanges, and financial service providers within a single, integrated campus. The project reflects Turkey's ambition to position Istanbul as a regional finance hub that bridges Europe, the Middle, East, and Central Asia. The origins of the Istanbul Financial Center date back to the early 2000s, when policymakers began exploring ways to enhance the country's financial competitiveness. Formal construction and development accelerated in the 2010s and continued through the early 2020s, with the Türkiye Wealth Fund emerging as a principal driver of the initiative. The project gained momentum as global and domestic institutions committed to relocating their operations to the new district, signaling confidence in Istanbul's potential to host a world-class financial ecosystem. The vision behind the IFC is to concentrate financial services in one location, creating synergies that improve efficiency, attract foreign capital, and elevate Turkey's global profile. By centralizing the operations of major state and private banks alongside regulatory agencies and exchanges, the government hopes to build a dynamic environment for investment and innovation. The initiative also reflects broader national goals of economic diversification and modernization, positioning Istanbul as a financial gateway between continents. The scale of the project is substantial. It is a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure and office development encompassing high-rise towers, convention facilities, residential units, hotels, and retail areas. The complex follows a cluster model designed to foster collaboration among institutions while offering advanced digital and logistical services. Official descriptions highlight the IFC's high-tech architecture, sustainable design, and smart city features, presenting it as an integrated campus that can compete with global financial districts in London, Dubai, and Singapore. A fully operational Istanbul Financial Center is expected to generate thousands of skilled jobs and stimulate growth in sectors such as information technology, construction, and business services. It could also raise Turkey's financial profile by drawing regional investors and reinforcing Istanbul's historic role as a crossroads of trade and commerce. However, the project has not escaped criticism. Skeptics point to regulatory uncertainty, currency volatility, and political risk as potential barriers to attracting major foreign banks. Others question whether public funds allocated to the IFC might have been more effectively used for broader economic or social programs. Then comes Turkey's national space program, with Lunar Eyes, Turkey's space push. Turkey's growing interest in space has taken shape through the creation of a formal national space program and the establishment of the Turkish Space Agency, known as TUA. This initiative marks a turning point in the nation's scientific and technological ambitions, combining satellite development, launch capability, human spaceflight goals, and lunar exploration under a single national vision. For Turkey, space is not only about technology, but also about asserting modernity, self-reliance, and global stature. The Turkish Space Agency was officially founded by presidential decree in December 2018, signaling the government's intent to centralize and coordinate space-related efforts. In the years that followed, the national space program was introduced with multi-year targets that range from near-term satellite projects to long-term missions involving the moon. These steps transformed what was once a fragmented set of aerospace activities into a cohesive national strategy backed by political will and growing public interest. The aims of Turkey's space program are ambitious and multifaceted. They include developing a robust domestic space industry, expanding the national fleet of satellites for communication, observation, and defense, and building the capability to launch small payloads from Turkish soil. The plan also envisioned sending Turkish astronauts into space and undertaking symbolic and scientific missions related to the moon. Beyond their scientific merit, these goals serve as expressions of national pride, with space exploration viewed as a hallmark of modern statehood and technological progress. Funding for the program comes from a blend of public research budgets, university collaborations, and private sector contracts. This structure is meant to encourage innovation across multiple sectors while gradually cultivating a self-sustaining space ecosystem. Specific project budgets vary widely, as satellite missions and international partnerships each require different levels of investment and expertise. The government has emphasized the importance of integrating educational institutions and startups into this effort, hoping to nurture a generation of engineers and scientists who can carry the initiative forward. Turkey's space ambitions matter because they drive high-technology research and development while promoting international collaboration. The program has the potential to create spin-offs in telecommunications, materials science, and aerospace manufacturing. At the same time, critics have questioned whether such costly ventures should compete with pressing social and economic needs. Others point to the challenges of achieving complex space goals without stable long-term funding and strong technical partnerships. Despite these debates, Turkey's space push symbolizes determination to reach higher, literally and figuratively. It reflects a nation eager to combine pride, science, and innovation as it charts its own course among the stars. What do you think about Turkey's race to build some of the world's most ambitious projects? Are they shaping the future for pushing too far? Share your thoughts in the comments below.